What's going on? My name is thePhantom, Kansas City, Missouri. Your boy been putting it down since '99, and that's how we roll. THEPHANTOM, and don't forget the asterisks. Basically, when I first started rapping, I went by Chaos, KA05, and I wanted it to be different, but it was like a shallow different. I wanted to flip the name or whatever. But in 2005, it was the first time I fell in love. Well, what I thought was love. And it basically took over my world. Like, I had the deepest writer's block. I couldn't make no beats or nothing. Like, my heart wasn't in art anymore, basically. So I quit rapping for about, I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 months. So one day I was asleep, and it was in a dream. I don't know if it was a dream or what, but I woke up. I sat up abruptly and it said thePhantom. That's it. So I don't know what it was, but that was the direction I wanted to take. And from that point on, my music did not sound the same at all. It's what my style is now, and it set the trajectory of what I want it to be. And the way I spell it is lowercase t for the, and capital P for the phantom, and I have the asterisk. The asterisk is there to symbolize a couple things. One, the asterisk obviously symbolizes something more that's not shown. And that's always the way it is, like with me, and I feel like my music is that there's always something more. Like, you can listen to it 50 different times and find something new. Like, even myself, I'm like, wow, I said that? Dang, I didn't even realize you could take it that way. And also, the asterisk, if you look at it, it looks like a star. So I wanted it in front of my name to make it look like I'm always shooting for the stars. So that's basically where thePhantom came from. When people ask me what my sound is like, I say that I'm a neo-conscious MC. Basically, the words and the lyrics that I spit are always going to be on par with soul and history and intellectual things of that nature. But the sound and the way I may say the words are always going to be a bit more advanced. Next step. That's why I spit fast. Also, but when I spit fast, if you actually listen to the lyrics, you can see that what I put is actually quite lyrical. Or at least I think they are. And as far as beats go, I like to mix it up a bit. Beat-wise, I would describe my style as 3 words: urban, abstract, organic. And it's basically a culmination of all 3 of those things, sometimes leaning more towards the abstract, sometimes leaning more towards the urban, sometimes leaning more towards the other, yeah, organic, yeah. So, that's how I put it, essentially. But if, people want to say, what do you sound like? Who do you sound like? A lot of people say my voice sounds like Chameleonaire. I don't know. I don't get it. But voice-wise, I sound like Chameleonaire. Lyrically, a lot of people say I sound like a mix between Lupe and Tech Nine, which is quite a clash. But that's basically how, if you want to describe it like that, that's how people. One thing that's really motivated me throughout the years is my pops, who's a real student of history, specifically Black history. That's what really has my foundation, and just seeing him and him making me read things like Uncle Tom's Cabin, Up from Slavery, you name it. All the autobiographies and biographies of, are greats, and that's one thing that's kept me grounded as far as my lyrics go. So even though my music may sound like it's really abstract at some points, there's always a seed of that history in there. So when I was little, my pops bought this huge Sony sound system. It was taller than I was basically, and you can hear the speakers like down the street. So my brothers, when my parents wasn't home, they would like blast it as loud as they could, and they would have me running back and forth to the window looking out to see if my dad and my mom came home. So eventually, you know, they thought they would just listen to it, they were grooving to it, but eventually I started picking up the lyrics, and that's how I started rapping pretty much. Especially, a lot of people ask me how I can rap pretty fast, double time. They were big fans of Twista Bone. So when I was like, you know, 7 to 10 years old, I was sitting there reciting what I was hearing them play. So gospel, we got Mahalia Jackson, jazz, anybody from Miles Davis to I mean, you name it with jazz. I mean, it was pretty much all over the place with jazz. It was to the point actually where I was so young, like I was just hearing these different things like John Coltrane, you name it, that I didn't even realize what I was listening to. I was just liking it. So, I mean, that's pretty much how jazz goes. But with hip hop, nowadays, I think since 1999, when I really started getting to the local hip hop scene, I fell in love with the way with what Tech Nine was doing. You know, it was real abstract, and it was just pure raw art. You know, no holds barred whatsoever. Especially when Angelic came out, I saw, you know, the cover of that, which really turned a lot of people away. But me, with my religious background, it kind of turned me on. And to see how he cut his album into 3 parts like that with Hell, Purgatory, and Heaven was really inspirational for me, because it showed me that, you know, you don't have to restrict yourself. You know, the sky's the limit with art. I mean, a lot of my friends was like, oh, nah, man, you can't, you know, that he doing some weird stuff, man. And, you know, that's when I saw a division between, you know, the Tech Nine part of the city and the Rich the Factor part of the city, basically. But I mean, much love to them both. I also enjoy Rich the Factor. I mean, that's that's how I roll. So.